right? That's what we're in Kentucky for. We're here to train. We're here to expand our circle. We're here to invest in our circle. The old saying is so true. It's not what you know, it's
who you know.
Who you know.
To learn from people that are high performers, and that's the people that we want to have around. That's the people that we want to learn from.
I want to be around more people that know more than I do. I would much rather be taking notes and figure out how to expand and how to make it bigger and find more success, whether it's motivation or personal, whatever.
Have you ever heard about the stories about the crabs?
Right.
That when you put a bunch of crabs on a bucket, and then one wants to leave, but the rest of them keeps pulling them out.
You know, it goes back to like what's important to you, right? And then surrounding yourself, I think, with the information and the people that have the information, or at least a similar set of beliefs, right? You don't have to have people around you that are exactly the same, but I think it just makes life a little bit easier when you have a similar set of beliefs, right?
Right.
Welcome everybody, and welcome to another episode of MotorCast. We got a tremendously amazing episode planned for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about the circle that you have and the influence that you have around you. I don't think there could be a better topic to discuss, because Homer and we both have tremendous respect for the circle. We both understand that the type of people you have around you is a huge influence on your trajectory. And I think it's one of the things that not only that's the one thing that strengthened our relationship. It's not what brought us together, but I think that's what strengthened our relationship. And I just think it's just a topic that doesn't get enough attention. And then side note, this is your first episode. Where are we at right now, Homer?
Today we are shooting our very first time from Lexington, Kentucky. This is the first time that we are recording from out of Georgia, from out of state.
Outside of Motorvation.
Outside of Motorvation.
This is the first episode outside of Motorvation, and we decided not to go to your local McDonald's, but we went to a whole nother state. And I think that's why this topic just flows so easy, because that's what Homer and I are doing, right? That's what we're in Kentucky for. We're here to train. We're here to expand our circle. We're here to invest in our circle, invest in each other. You know, it's the old saying is so true. It's not what you know, it's
who you know.
Who you know. Right?
That's exactly it. So first of all, we went very deep into the where we at, and I didn't say hello. So again, I'm so happy to be here with you guys again. One more episode in which we're gonna bring like tons of value, like we always do. But more importantly, one thing that I want to mention, and I want to mention this like 100 times. Rahim doesn't like the setup. He thinks that this light is uncomfortable for him.
I want you to vote in the comments. I think this light looks ugly as shit. We need it because it's dark as hell in the room, but I think it looks super freaking ugly.
This guy wouldn't even understand about the importance about lighting. He just think that we have a couple of good cameras and we're gonna get rolling.
The thing is, like, both of my sides are so good, it seemed like the lighting don't matter. You know what I mean? It seemed like just the camera just seems to perfectly catch my complexion at any angle.
We were just talking about it like 20 minutes ago. That bro, I want that self-esteem. Like he for real is meaning that what he's saying. He's not joking about this. He actually means what he's saying. Yeah. So this guy.
It's that self-love, baby. It's the era of self-love.
So also one thing that jumping into the subject, one thing that I would love to mention is the fact that we're here, as you say, to train, to learn from people that are high performers, and that's the people that we want to have around. That's the people that we want to learn from, and that's very important for us, because that's the people that we want to have around. So what do you think about it?
I mean, I think that's 100% right. And there's two major stories I want to share on this episode. One of them is I was talking to Earl today. And, one thing that happened yesterday is at Motorvation, we won like 2 awards for being top 5 in the nation of 20,000 dealers, right? And hell yeah.
I hope that you congratulate your comments. Yeah, congratulations,
absolutely.
Motorvation.
Yeah, congratulations, Motorvation. And, it was a big deal, right? And Earl knows we're coming here for training. And one thing he asked me is like, So are the people that you're going to train with, like, are you guys talking about that, or are you telling people how you made that happen? And like one of the things that like I really thought about was like, you know, I would be happy to, like, don't get me wrong, I would be happy to share our success, but like when we go to events like this, I'm so caught up in making sure I'm grasping more information. Like I would love to talk about our situation, but I just feel like I want to be around more people that know more than I do, where not to say, like, I don't want to demean anything we've done because it's really amazing what we've done, but I would much rather be taking notes and figure out how to expand and how to make it bigger and find more success, whether it's motivation or personal, whatever. I'm so caught up in listening to what somebody else is doing that knows more than I do. That's the key part. Not just listening, but listening to somebody that I respect and I know that they know more than I do, than I am sharing what's going on with me. Not to say that's not important, because I definitely want to turn around and help the people behind us too and pull them closer to us too. But it's just like, for me, that's what this is about. And I thought that was pretty interesting. And he thought that was pretty interesting, right? That like, I totally get it. You're there to collect more information and grow more. And maybe in another time you'll be there to teach, right?
And I think that with that particularly is that with time, people is going to notice what we're doing. People is going to notice what Rahim, what Motorvation, what Homer is doing, and with time, everything's going to come, right? It's like, well, yes, we want to tell our story. I think we are the only dealership that actually has a podcast, and in some point, we're going to be invited to somewhere, do you think? I'm manifesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Email box going to be full of the invitations. I'm going to have to change my Motorvation email address because everybody's going to want us at the
Do you remember that time that I told you manifestated?
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know English. That's what he was saying.
That's the problem, bro. So I want to, can I share a story? Just surrounding this topic. So, there's a group of 5 friends, right? Mm-hmm. And these 5 friends, they meet up every and this is a little bit of an extreme story. It's a true story, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a little bit of an extreme story, right? So I'm going to try to keep it as PG as possible, right? But there's a group of 5 friends. These friends, they hang out every single day. Brothers, right? Not just friends, they're brothers. Like you would do anything for them, they would do anything for you, and this is about what their days look like. They all have different jobs, right? They wake up every single day, they go to work, and the main goal every single day right after they get off work is to meet up and be together. And unfortunately, this group of friends, all they wanted to do was just smoke a little bit of weed, hang out. Like, they're not troublemakers or anything. They're good people, things like that. But their main goal right after work is to hang out together, have some sort of fun together. Unfortunately, most of the time that involves smoking some weed and just kicking back and relaxing. Mm-hmm. Right? Does that sound so bad?
I mean, right now, yes, for me, but back in the days, no.
It doesn't sound so bad, right? So now you got these 5 friends, right? This is what they're doing every day, maybe for a year, 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Now, one of these friends gets up and leaves the group. And look at the ripple effect that this happened. One friend leaves, one of those people becomes a teacher and is opening up their own business. Another one opened up a super successful mechanic shop and body shop, very, very successful, super smart guy, and everybody knew he was going to do something amazing, and he did it, right? Another one started a family, right? Has 2 beautiful daughters, has an amazing wife, like really started a family, right? And is devoting his time to his family. And another one started a family and started multiple businesses, right? Mm-hmm. And the other one is the general manager of Motorvation, the one that left.
Incredible, aka the podcast host of MotorCast.
The podcast host, right? And I take that story, and that's really why I wanted to share that story, was because these weren't bad people. These were all amazing people, myself included, the other 4 people that was a part of it. These were all amazing people, but to get together in that mindset, they couldn't have had done anything great. Mm-hmm. I believe in all of them, but in that mindset, in that same everyday routine, that was the circle.
You were like have you ever heard about the stories about the crabs?
Right.
That when you put a bunch of crabs on a bucket, and then one wants to leave, but the rest of them keeps pulling them out.
Right. And they all of them were way better off than me. Like, just they were all smarter, right? And they all are super smart, right? And they just had a better drive than I would say I was probably the crab at the bottom, right? That was pulling everybody back in. And it took for one of us to leave.
Who was the one that left?
Me.
So you weren't the one that was pulling the rest?
Well, I think that's
in
some way. But the reason I thought that I was pulling everybody was because as soon as I left, everybody else expanded, right? And myself included, right? And I don't mean to self-deprecate myself, but whoever was the bottom crab, but like, just think about that for a second. One person took themselves away from that situation, and within the next 5 years, all of them exploded, right? And it's not like they're just doing whatever. One of them is a freaking family man. One of them owns 2, 3 amazing businesses. One of them owns one of the busiest mechanic shops and body shops. One of them turned into be a teacher and now has his own business, right? Like, that's an amazing story. And now every single one of them is surrounded by a different circle. Right, and that's why like this topic was so like I think valuable is because it's not just a switch, right? Like, can you tell the story of what you were just saying to me when we were walking?
So we're talking about someone very close to one of us, one of Rahim or I. We're not gonna say who. One of us said, "Hey, I'm very happy because I'm developing this relationship with this very close person in my life," right? So the other person, because as we said, we respect, we value each other, we know the importance, we both know the importance of protecting our circle, right? So this person is doing something different that we do, right? So the thing is that we both know the different things that this person is doing. So we're saying, so we gotta be very careful, because in some point when it's easier to bring someone down, because you can change or you can't bring someone up for, even though you keep trying and trying and trying and trying, the harder that you try, you won't never change someone that doesn't want to change. But it doesn't work the other way around. The other way around, meaning that if we have someone that it doesn't adheres, is that a word? Adhere to our values or to our reality or where we want to go, this person can bring us down. It's easier. The bad habits, the bad reputation, the bad whatever, is easier to get involved into that than to bring someone into, let's say, losing weight or taking care of your body. It's easier to not go to the gym than start going to the gym.
And just think about it just in like regular case scenarios, right? It's much easier for me to convince Homer to go out to get a burger with me than it is for him to convince me to go to the gym with him, right? It would be much easier for me to convince somebody to, hey, let's go to Vegas for a boys trip or just a vacation or something like that, than it would be to, let's go to Kentucky for training.
and to invest, actually invest,
right, and then pay for it, right? Like not just go, but like, hey, it would be much easier to convince you to spend money on a vacation than it would be to convince you to go and spending it. What I want to make very clear is I don't care which side you're on,
right? And
I'm not here to judge that, right? That's totally up to you, but it's just having that awareness of what circle you're in, and if that's the circle you want to be in, fantastic. You've won the freaking lottery and you're set. But if that's not the circle that you want to be in, now let me ask you this, Homer. Let's say you're caught in a circle and you don't want to be in that circle. How do you get out of it?
I used to have this circle, right? And I was convincing them, or I was trying to convince them to do this. Why don't you get into entrepreneur? Why don't you get, or just convincing them about my ideas, like searching for approval. But in some point, I couldn't get it for them to approve me. I was unable to make them buy from me or different things, right? So in some point,
and I think what you're trying to say, like, because I want to make sure the message gets across, is you were having a hard time for them to buy into your vision or your opinion or your perspective of it, right?
And in some point, when I moved out of my country from Honduras and I came from here, from Honduras to the United States, I just saw that different things, that exactly the same thing with you. One of my friends, he now has like 3 houses back in Honduras, 3 different cars. But when we were all together, that was not happening. What's the issue there? It's just like the same thing that you were saying, just jump out of it. Just search for someone new. And something that's very important and probably sounds like a little bit of cliche is that if you're the smartest in the table, just get out of it.
Well, that and like is for me is it was like, I just got lucky that I just had to leave. I didn't even make that decision of like, I want to bounce out. It was just like I had to get out of that situation just because of the roller coaster I was living in. But it's just like I think it goes back to like what's important to you, right? And then surrounding yourself, I think, with the information and the people that have the information, or at least a similar set of beliefs, right? You don't have to have people around you that are exactly the same, but I think it just makes life a little bit easier when you have a similar set of beliefs, right?
Right.
And I think that the one part that is totally slept on is like let's say there was a part of this group that I'm in now, right? And this is my circle, and it's not headed to where I think we need to be, or I need to be, or whatever the goal is, or the vision is. There is a long period, I think, of like loneliness, right? Until you find the right circle, right? Like so, and for me that was like almost maybe like a year or two, maybe even more than that. It was like kind of jumping around and not knowing exactly where to fit in or how to fit in, and like the social butterfly in me like wanted to just grasp into anything, but it almost seemed like it was you seem like when magnets repel, like when you try to put two magnets together and they just go in, and that's what it felt like in real life. Like I just couldn't fit in until I found a group of people that like, hey, this is a group of people that the vision lines up. It's not exactly the same, right? It's everybody has a different version of what the ending might look like, but the pathway is very similar. The vision is very similar, and when a similar just means like, hey, I want to be better. I want to help other people be better. That was good enough for me. Those two things. It was very vague, but like the moment those two things came in together, like, okay, this is good enough for me, right? And I think like just how it propels you, like being around the right people, is insane, right? And kind of like what you were saying earlier, it's so much harder to pull somebody up than it is to pull somebody down, right? It's so much harder the other way, and it's so much easier to like just let it switch and go back to the other way than it is to continuously keep in a forward motion.
And that's exactly it. And also one thing that in my case, right, that I'm married.
Unfortunately, I'm just kidding.
So, bro, the fact that Melissa is lining up with my same mentality, but not just that, but she always is supporting. And support from her perspective is that she always tells me the truth, and that's the people that you want to be around of. Is the people that is gonna tell you, bro, you're overreacting. What are you doing there?
Yeah.
Stop it. You're overreacting. Why are you putting all that effort into that? Why are that people didn't even meant to do this to you? Is you in your mind that you are creating all these ideas. And also, in other hand, in other topics, he is like, get out now.
Yeah.
Move out. Stop thinking about it. Get out. You're better than this. That's the people that you want to be around with, right? People that is gonna tell you the truth in front of you, regardless of if you're in the I want to party every day. All right, that's like you were saying. Okay, party, but party with people that wants to party hard as you want to party hard the same way that you want to party. If you want to build a business, okay, surround yourself with business. If you want to be the general manager of a store, okay, surround with general managers. The same thing that we're doing this. During this week, we're surrounding ourselves with smart people, with smarter people, with people with way more experience. So that's the thing that I value a lot. The fact that we are always trying to be around some people that is either more experienced, that are smarter than us, that they care about us.
Right, and I think like the takeaway is super simple. Like one portion of it that for me is really important is, like when I'm here with the 800%, or when I'm talking to you, or the people that are in my circle, nobody ever says things like, bro, you should get some more sleep, or like, hey, aren't you tired, or you should take a day off, or hey, you should take a vacation. No, none of those people are saying things like that.
I've said that to you. What are you talking about?
Well, like,
take a day off. I've said that to you.
Well, yeah, but in a different,
but in some point,
cases, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like you can say that to me because you're actually working with me, right?
Because I see you're exhausted.
Right, and I respect that honesty, but like. Right, none of those people are telling me like, hey, get 8 hours of sleep or whatever the case is. And me personally, and I don't know if it's the same for other people, I'm so tired of hearing suggestions like that.
Right.
Like, thank you, but no thank you, right? And I think like that is the portion where it's so easy to pull somebody down, because I don't think anybody means any harm by saying something like, dude, get some more sleep or take a vacation, right? Or dude, why are you working so hard? I actually don't even think they mean any harm by that. But the harm, not the harm, but like, they
don't understand it,
and not only that, but you just listening to that advice, just being so innocent and just being like, you know what, maybe I do need some more sleep, or maybe I do need that extra day off, or maybe I need to have that extra French fry or cheeseburger, and it's not going to kill anything. I think the harm that will do, or how it could derail you, that is what's going to cause the harm. And I don't even think they mean it from coming from a place of like that. But for me, it's just like that. The people that I want to surround myself with, they're not even saying that kind of stuff.
Right, and now I can relate it. Now that you're saying that, and I'm recently 2 weeks ago I hired a personal trainer. I've been at the gym. I lost like 30 pounds in the last. Like in the first year, I lost like 30 pounds, and then
Kenneth, you should play like some clapping.
and then I went plateau. That's the right way to say it, right? So I just felt stuck, that I wasn't going up or going down. So I just knew that something needed to happen, right? Because I don't have the summer body. I've been in the gym I've been at the gym 3 years already, and I've never got into a summer body. So I got this personal trainer. And now that he's in my circle, he's making me go to the extra mile, to train different, to act different, to do different. Like the other day, I was doing one exercise, and he told me, "Yo, stop shitting on you." You know what I mean?
Stop shitting on yourself.
You know what I mean? So that's the right people. That's like a mentor. That's part of the circle that I want to be. If I keep pushing through the pain and also going with him and having him train me, I'm gonna get into that summer body. So that's what I'm thinking right now, is that whatever we wanna do, we need to have someone that is smarter in our circle. And if you have 2, 3, 4, 5
and
people
like
that are
I
smarter,
even want to change that, like maybe not even smarter, but just experience in where you want to go. Because smarter may not be the word for everybody listening, but it's just like if you want to drive to Kentucky, it's so much easier driving to Kentucky with somebody who's already done it before, right? Or like just to make it that simple, it's so much easier to go where you want to go with somebody who's already done it before, or somebody who wants to go to the same place, right? If that makes sense.
And I want to close it with this. I just want to tell a super story that for me, this was it was very important. It happened like 2 weeks ago. One day, Rahim was kind of sick. I was sick that day, and that Sunday we needed to record MotorCast, and none of us had the courage to call to each other to say, "Bro, I'm sick. Let's not do it." So Rahim called me, "Yo, are you ready? I'm on my way."
So I called him like 3 different times, and I never could get to the point of like, "Yo, I don't want to go today."
You know what I mean? So that's very important, bro. The fact that we have each other, in particular you and I, in our circle, the fact that we don't have that courage to say, "Bro, we don't want to do this." We're only gonna talk to each other to say, "Yo, we gotta jump. Let's fucking do it." You know what I mean? So for me, that's very important. The importance of the circle, the people that you have around, is like, for me, that opened my life many times.
I think it's one of the cheat codes.
Right. So in 5 minutes, we're supposed to be jumping into a shuttle, and we're about to bring our first guest in Kentucky, which is Charlie Spradlin, General Manager of Art Main, Chevy and Honda.
Yeah.
Yes, we're super late, but we're going to get an Uber with Charlie, and we're going to enjoy it because we're going to have a super great episode in which we're going to touch different topics that Rahim and I, we have no idea, because Charlie is more experienced on the new
And the franchise side.
On the franchise side, and we are not experienced on that side, so it's going to be very important to get that knowledge from someone that actually, if you're considering to buy a new vehicle or lease a new vehicle, Charlie is going to bring all that information in our next episode. So
in a episode in the future, maybe not the next one.
Right. So as always, you can follow us on our social media, Motorvation Trucks. You're going to find us YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can always listen to us on Spotify. You're going to find us as MotorCast.
All right, absolutely. And you can find Homer on Instagram as Homer Lopez.
Homer Lopez.
Homer Lopez. You can find me on Instagram as the _truck_dealer.
See you soon, guys.
Kentucky.